called the fond in French. That's where our real flavor is. And we want to let that reduce down until it's completely dry. That's going to take about 3 or 4 minutes. Now that our wine is completely reduced, you can see it's dry. That's going to take all the sourness out. If you don't let it completely reduce, then your soup's going to be a little bit sour, so you want to make sure to let that wine reduce completely. Now, at this point, we use, at the restaurant here, we use beef stock that we make, which has gelatin in it, so that's going to give a little viscosity to our soup. But for you at home, you're probably going to be using beef bouillon. What you can do is you can hit it with a little flour at this point. I'd suggest, a quarter cup of flour, stir it around, and then you hit it with your beef bouillon, or you could hit it with soy sauce and vegetable broth or chicken broth if you don't like the red meat. But I'm going to hit it with our beef stock that we've made here at the restaurant. And that's about, about a quart, a little over a quart. Okay, now we're going to want to bring this to a simmer, and we're going to let it simmer for about just 10-15 minutes, and then we'll finish it with some sherry, salt, and pepper, and our soup's going to be done. Now I'll be preparing our risotto al frutti di mare, which is a rice dish with a short grain arborio rice, and it's a favorite here at the restaurant. I'll begin with 1 onion. Now for this, we're going to need a fine dice. So for a fine dice, you want to cut almost all the way through, but not all the way through. You want this to hold together. You want to keep the root end away from you. Okay. Then we'll put our onion in a thick bottom pot with about 2 tablespoons of butter. And we're going to put this over medium heat, and we're going to saute this until the onions are translucent. Once again, for this recipe, I'm going to clean some fresh thyme. Pulling it off the stems. Now our onions. As you can see, I've cooked them a little bit, not too much, just till they start to sweat and they're translucent. Now I'm going to add our fresh chopped thyme, 1 sprig of rosemary, and 2 bay leaves. And this is our arborio rice. It's a short grain rice from Italy, and this is what they use in risotto, all classically. I'm going to add that. That's about 2 cups. Now we want to stir this around. Make sure we coat it with the butter. And I just want to cook that rice until it begins to get translucent around the edges. And that's just going to be about 1 or 2 minutes over high heat. And basically what that's doing, I just want to sear the rice. It'll keep the moisture in while making it al dente, which means to the tooth, literally. And it just basically means that it doesn't get too soft. And you can see back here, we have our onion soup. It's at a simmer. We're gonna let that simmer just about 5 more minutes and it'll be done. Okay, now that we've seared our rice, it's time to add our liquid. I'm gonna add about a half a cup of white wine. And I have fish bouillon. Oh, about a cup of that. Now we want to stir this around. Now the whole method to risotto is that you add your liquid slowly. You let the rice cook and absorb it, and then you add more liquid and let it cook and absorb that. All the while you want to be stirring it. Stirring it's going to give it that creamy consistency that we're looking for. So we're going to let this rice absorb that liquid, and once it does, then we'll add more. It'll probably take about 3 shots. Now this rice has no salt and pepper. It's obviously going to be bland. So anything that's absorbed, we need to season because it'll absorb that flavor. So I'm going to hit it with some salt and pepper. I have some sea salt. And some cracked black pepper. Now I'm going to put that on low heat. Now that the rice has absorbed all our liquid, I can feel that it's not done cooking, so I just want to add more liquid. Just about a cup, cup and a half at a time. And remember to keep stirring this. Very important. Now we'll let that cook down. Over here, our onion soup is finished. I'm going to take it off the heat. Once you take it off the heat, I'm going to add about 3/4 cup of sherry. Now the better the sherry you use, the better it's going to taste. Sea salt. Cracked pepper. Just need a little more salt. Okay, now we'll take our French onion soup. Place it in an oven-proof bowl. Now I have these croutons I've made, just sliced baguette, toasted with a little olive oil. And some sliced Gruyere. You can also use baby Swiss or Swiss cheese. Now what I want to do is I want to put this up. Here at the restaurant, this is called a salamander, and we put it right up underneath the fire. At home, you can put it underneath the broiler. Now you just want to cook that until you get a nice brown on top, a gratinée. It's going to take about 2 to 3 minutes. Now I can see our risotto is just about cooked. It's still absorbing the liquid. While our risotto is finishing cooking, we're going to roast our seafood. Now here, I have some king salmon that I've cut up. I have some bay shrimp, some bay scallops, black mussels, cockles, and calamari. This is tubes and tentacles. I just want to put these, you can put this in an oven-proof dish or a pan. sea salt, cracked pepper, and about a quarter cup of wine. Now I'm going to put this in a 500-degree oven. This is just going to, it's not going to take long to cook this. It's going to take about 4 or 5 minutes. Our onion soup is perfect. You want that nice brown on there, nice crust. So that's ready to serve. Garnish it with a little fresh parsley. And that's ready for the table. We'll check our seafood. This seafood's perfect. You don't want to overcook it, it's going to get rubbery. But our mussels and clams are open. Everything's hot. Perfect. We just want to add our seafood right to our risotto, along with the cooking liquid. I just want to gently fold this in. Be real careful, you don't want to break that fish up. This is a very classic Italian dish. I'm just going to add some fresh chopped parsley. You don't got to be shy with that. I'm going to remove this rosemary stem. Okay. This is ready for the table. A little fresh parsley. This has been Secrets from Mare Blue. I'm Chef Ron Stewart. Until next time, bon appetito.
I bet there's rich folks eating from a fancy dining car. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. Well, I know I had it coming. I know I can't be free. But those people keep a moving, and that's what tortures me.
Local strawberries and champagne.